Notre Dame, with a record of 9-0 overall and 8-0 in the ACC Conference, will close out the regular season at home today against the ACC's 15th place team, the Syracuse Orange. Syracuse enters Notre Dame Stadium with an overall record of 1-9. They are 1-8 in the conference. Hello, I'm Len Clark, and this is Irish 101 Game Day. Irish 101 Game Day is sponsored by the Notre Dame Football Heritage Project, mysportsheritage.com. Irish 101 is also sponsored by Irish Illustrated. Become a subscriber today on the web at irishillustrated.com. And by Indiana Dunes Tourism. For information, visit indianadunes.com. Notre Dame received an unexpected bye week next week when the ACC Conference opted to delete Notre Dame's December 12th makeup game at Wake Forest, and that sets up today's regular season finale against the Syracuse Orange. Notre Dame has already clinched a spot in the ACC championship game, which will be held December 19th in Charlotte, North Carolina, against either Clemson or Miami of Florida. But today, the Irish must focus on Syracuse. And despite their record, the Syracuse Orange will pose a challenge for the Irish, especially on defense, according to Coach Brian Kelly.
And very impressed. It's a 3-3-5 base that can get into four down. They're athletic. They're fast. They play with toughness. They take the football away. They've played their best football against the top offenses in the ACC. They get your attention. You watch this defensive football team, they're going to be really good. And they have some good players, and they have some veteran players. I mean, Williams has been there, played us in I think it was at 18 that we played him. 18 when we played him in 18. Black has been there. Those are good defensive linemen, but their linebackers are young and athletic. The secondary, they got two very good corners. So that's what jumps out to me. And then the special teams. As good a punter-kicker combination in the league. They had a kickoff return for a touchdown. They're top 15 in punt return, so really good in special teams. And look, we know the offense has not lived up to the expectations, but they lost their best quarterback in DeVito. But I mean, Taj Harris had a career game last week, against North Carolina State, and he's a legit player. I mean, he can hurt you. So, we've got to know where Taj Harris is at all times. The freshman back's going to be really good, Tucker. And Dino, I mean, he's got a young football team. And it's going to be a process for him, but they play hard on defense. They've got some skilled players on offense, and we'll have to prepare well. And as I mentioned, it'll be much more about us carrying on what we did in the second half against North Carolina, more so than Syracuse. And we respect them and what they're doing, but this will be about how we prepare and our mindset going into the game.
With more on the Orange of Syracuse, here's the judge, Phil Houk of Fighting Irish Preview.
Syracuse in 2020 could not be more unlike the 2018 team the Irish faced when they were 12th ranked and 8-2. But like that year, they stand in the way of an Irish quest for an undefeated season. This year's version of Dino Babers' Orangemen stand at 1-9. Their only victory was back in September, 37-20 over Georgia Tech. They lost a tough battle last week to a good North Carolina State team, 36-29. And the numbers don't lie about this team's struggles. Out of 127 ranked nationally, Syracuse is 126th in total offense and 102nd in total defense. Senior quarterback Rex Culpepper, who had been a converted tight end 2 seasons ago, came off the bench at midseason and has mostly struggled. He completes 47% of his passes and has thrown 8 TD passes and 7 interceptions and is in negative territory for his rush yards. Syracuse has two weapons the Irish will need to keep track of on offense. Freshman Sean Tucker is the leading running back with 3 touchdowns, 525 yards, and averages 4.6 yards per carry. 6'2" junior Taj Harris is the lead receiver with 50 catches, good for 664 yards and 5 TDs. Syracuse has been solid on special teams, and last week against North Carolina State, freshman Trebor Pena returned to kickoff 98 yards for a touchdown. Defensively, watch for sophomore linebacker Mikel Jones. Jones leads the team in tackles and has 4 interceptions. The Orangemen have had a very hard time stopping teams on 3rd and 4th down and are dead last in the nation in time of possession. Oh, and Syracuse gives up a lot of sacks, fumbles, and interceptions. A couple of impressions that I have of Syracuse is that they have stayed in their games pretty much for 4 quarters. So I don't think Dino Babers has lost the team. And don't forget, this will be their last game of the season, and they have nothing to lose. So expect the unexpected. The Irish are a 33.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 51.5. My pick, ND 40, Syracuse 10. For Irish 101 Game Day and Fighting Irish Preview, I'm Phil Houk.
Are you looking for a special gift this holiday season for the Notre Dame fan on your gift list? Here's information on how to commemorate that fan's first game or their being a devoted fan of the Fighting Irish. This afternoon at Notre Dame Stadium, the second-ranked Fighting Irish will look to finish the regular season at 10-0 when they kick it off against the Syracuse Orange at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For Phil Houk of Fighting Irish Preview, I'm Len Clark of Irish 101. Thank you for watching, and go Irish!